Hello, hello, hello. What is up? Just giving people a chance to let me know if audio or anything else is not as it should be. You Kim, hello. Nice to see you. Hope you're ready for some Barbershop in all shapes and sizes. I've tried to rearrange some stuff for the setup, reusing some old phones actually for the video side of things. So instead of using my very old webcam built into my computer screen, I'm instead using two phones basically. So if you would ever like to jump into this mad streaming world, know that you can actually survive with the basics: an old phone, my current phone, and your mic. So what are we doing today, you ask? We are going to remix some of my old barbershop tags that I did. When was this? I think it was some of the first things that I actually did when I moved. I think it was maybe 2.5 years ago, something like that. Daniel is here. Hello. And it's one of my own, or actually the two tags I thought about remixing today are both original tags written by myself. So that's number one that we're doing today. I thought it would be cool to share with you the arrangement from last time. If you're curious, it has been done. I might need to cut it up into short bits to not get into some copyright trouble. And then I thought it would be cool to take part in Alex Johnson's 2023 tag challenge. So I've prepared just a Sibelius chart to basically write a tag with you guys. So I hope that you're up for composing a tag with me. I have no idea for how long I'm going to stream, but let's get going slowly. Okay, we have Davey, I hope, or Davi maybe, from Brazil. Nice, cool. Barbershop in Brazil, or at least Barbershop made it all the way to Brazil. Cool. Let me just switch the view here. My key bindings are messing up at the moment. Yeah, here we go. Maybe I should... Haha, more screen. So this is a tag I wrote... I wrote it a long time ago, and then I recorded it, I think 2.5 years ago. So a lot have happened since I recorded this tag, and this is basically how I left things off 2.5 years ago. So let's just take a listen. As you can see, I put stuff on, some are off. I hope you can see what's on screen. Hey Oscar, nice to have you here in the Barbershop Cave. I hope you can see what's on screen. It's a bit tiny, the all the stuff, the plugins. But let's just listen to the tag. See what it sounds like. Deep in my heart, there is a place for you and I. My love for you and I. My love. Okay, so it's not a bad necessarily a bad recording. Obviously, because I wrote it, it's a cool tag. You should totally sing this. But kidding aside, what I can hear at the very beginning, or in general, the first things that comes to mind is timing issues, and also it sounds flat to me. And what else? There's some balancing, so different voice parts might need to be turned up or down here and there, and it doesn't sound like a complete sound. It sounds like 4 voices or 4 parts panned into a different space. But I think we can do something plug-in wise, mixing wise, to make it sound more like a unified homogeneous sound. The reverb as well, not a big fan of that. So let's just strip it down, and I think what we'll do is to mix it first, so it sounds better, and then we'll go into the editing side of things, because obviously I have all these editing tools available, so I can both go in and pitch. I can go in and rhythmically fix all the stuff that's imperfect. So I think the goal is to just brush up, and then we'll have to see how much we'll apply to this tag editing wise. Is this supposed to be bad? Not necessarily, no. I think in terms of what I've learned the last 2.5 years, yes, I know that I can do better. So it's not because it's a bad tag. You shouldn't think, what? Okay, so this is what bad sounds like. I must be bad then. Not at all. It's just that I think that I can improve with the skill set I have acquired over the last couple of years. Where did I hear this one? I remember I loved it. Good question. If you've been, it might have been Bing, maybe, Ikim, because I know I met some German barbershoppers a few years ago, and I taught this tag to them. So might have been in Bing, barbershop in Germany, that you heard it. Okay, so what I'll do now is to just disable everything, basically. And instead of just disabling it, let's just remove everything, basically. So remove everything and then start from scratch. I'll remove, I don't need this fake piano. Whoa, that's Sibelius in the background. I don't need this piano. Just remove it. The trombones, actually, I can play you that. I used to do that for having something to sing along to. So I would arrange the music in my sheet music software, and then export the MIDI files, then sing along to that MIDI. So here's the MIDI. Whoa. Just listen to that sweet trombone. Clemens lads in the house. Nice, Ollie. Very nice. Okay, trombones need to go. Does not sound. We don't need that. And we definitely do not need this awful. Okay, before I delete it, let me just show you what I mean. So there's a ton of different what's it called? Reverb plugins that you can use. And this, if I open it up, I didn't really know what to do. I just picked something and went with it. But I'm going to use a completely different plugin. But all the plugins that I use are either free or it comes with Logic Pro. So if you buy the software, you automatically get all the stuff that I use. And the other few plugins that I use, I think it's only 2 actually, plugins that I use that's not stock. Those are free. You can get them if you Google. Okay. Didn't hear it live. Only somewhere online, maybe on your YouTube channel or Facebook. Yeah, it's on. It's on my YouTube channel. God, I can't talk today. YouTube channel. So might have been there. Okay, let's just go through and listen. Deep in my heart, there is a place. Just add some EQ. This is the lead. This is basically what I. Let me just pause. So I'll just do a quick stock reverb preset thing that I always do, and then I move stuff around afterwards. Here we go. I'll do this without soloing. And the reason why I do it without soloing is that I would like to EQ, because the music that you're supposed to listen to isn't soloed in any way. So I would like to EQ it the way it should sound in the full mix, all tracks together. Here we go. Deep in my heart. Cut the low end. Get rid of some luminous. Around here. It might be too much. Like that. And to brighten it up, we can add just a little spark here. For you and I. Copy paste, and you can hear at the cutoff that I'm not in a very well treated room acoustically, so you can hear the sound of my room, which is unfortunate, especially in the tenor. Listen here, yeah, that echo. Thankfully my room is much better now, but that's just a channel EQ. We can go in and then target each voice. So bass might need a different treatment than the other voices. Let's just listen. You know what? Just let's leave it at that, and then we can focus in later on. Oh, all the questions. Gotta go. Would love to watch later if you post the video. I for sure will. So be back for the the posted video. The live stream will be available afterwards. Jonah, what's most of the logic behind your EQ changes for leads? Okay, the logic. Okay, let me explain. I thought you meant the software called Logic. Okay, so let me just explain. I'm putting in this low end because there's a lot of buildup of super rumbly low-end bass that is not produced by my voice, really. It's produced by the room, things vibrating, noise outside it could be. So I always put a low cut on there to delete all those sub bass sounds. What I then do, you saw me do first, is then make a cut around 450. Here it's 436. And that's to get rid of some of the mid tones, which is typically the mids can be quite unpleasant to listen to. Let's just give an example. So if I boost the mids, deep in my heart. Let me shorten this, and then. Deep in my heart, deep in my heart. Yeah, can you tell the difference? Deep in my heart. Especially here 500. Deep in my heart. So I know for my voice, because I always sound kind of the same each time, I always do this. I like to back it up with deleting just a tad bit, as you can see, of 650, something like that. What I did in the top is because I remember which microphone I used to record this, and that microphone in particular doesn't have that much high end. So I would add some crispiness by just adding some 10K, 20K in the top. Let me just demonstrate. Deep in my heart. Let me just exaggerate it for you. Deep in my heart. You can hear the sort of breathiness and just a tad bit, because every small bit together adds up in the end, so be careful not to overdo it in the beginning. But that's just the beginning EQ. Let's jump into the next section. Could you explain a little what your EQ actually does? I'm not sure what the stuff on the screen means. I hope that explains it, Daniel and Jonah. Otherwise, just keep asking questions. I'd love to elaborate on that. Step 2 of what I always do is to add a compressor. The duck around 400 to 500 does make it sound pretty thin, though. You're not super worried about that in context. Yeah, you might be right. I'm just going with my ears and what I usually like. What you're doing with mixing is basically, sculpting a certain sound. So I'm going based on what I can pick up with my headphones, my ears, and what I like in the sound. And then if I need some bass, I'll add that in later on. Or if I need some mid, I'll just change it. For now, I think it's okay. I can't use my stereo, or it's not stereo, studio speakers that I have out of sight. But usually I don't mix with, well, I also mix with headphones, but I make sure to also use speakers. But I can't do that right now, obviously, because you will get, your audio will be messed up. Let's just jump to the compressor here. And what a compressor does is basically to balance, equaling out the sound level. So if you have a very loud section, the compressor will compress that audio into a more level and sound. What's the word? Level, basically. It will then, let me just explain or show you. So I have the compressor loaded here, and the more I push this threshold, the more the compressor will work and actually turn down the sound. And it will also turn up when it's not activated. So that way, if you have, if I can just show you here. So here you can see in the tenor that this sound, let me just zoom in. Yeah, here we go. So this sound here, word is more powerful than this area over here and this in particular. So the compressor will then make it sound more equal throughout the tag. And let's just smack this on here while I mess up with my, whoa, here we go. Deep in my heart. I don't like, in pop tunes, they will add a lot of compression. I usually don't go higher than 4 dB worth of compression. Minus, so you can see it cuts off audio. Deep in my heart. Now the lead is basically gone. Now the lead is back. So I'm cutting away audio, compressing it. Deep in my heart. Slow the attack down, so the compressor reacts faster, and then the release a bit down as well, so it's quicker to response. Deep in my heart. This ratio is a 2-to-1 relation. So the higher I turn this up, the more aggressive the compressor will be, and I don't go higher than 2.1 or 2-to-1. What you then do is you crank up the makeup gain. So if I only did this and not add makeup gain, the loud sections will become softer and lower in volume, but I will just lose. I wouldn't add the extra gain to the soft sections. So I go for 4.5. Deep in my heart. Yeah, 4.5, maybe 4, something like that. I add this to all of them, and then make sure that they're working properly. So I would like all voices to lay around the 4.5 dB area. Deep in my heart. Solo stage mixing with headphones versus studio speakers always make such a big difference, especially since this isn't a mastering stream. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, so we added the compression, and actually what I would like to do is that you can see from the waveforms that this isn't really, you know, usually before you even start recording, you would set the gain on your audio interface, your mixer, whatever you use, so that it is at a sufficient level. Because if you record too quiet and then have to, you know, use extra gain to make it sound loud enough, then you will also amplify all the, you know, the hisses, the humming, the electric sounds that goes on inside of a microphone. And I think I could have used more gain when recording this. And this also sometimes applies to plugins. Some plugins will need a certain amount of volume to function at its best. So I will just go ahead and gain all of it like that. This will obviously make everything louder. I can just turn down the stereo out so your ears don't explode. And let's see what happens. Deep in my heart, the compressor is now more active than before. So basses. Just turn. I can visually see up here that these voice parts needs to turn down a bit. Deep in my heart, we have a question from Jonah. I don't use Logic, but does that compressor apply the makeup compression separately with a different ratio than your actual transient compression? I have no idea, actually. No idea. I don't know what to tell you, man. Transient compression. I don't think I even know what that is, actually. So maybe you can teach me something there, Jonah. Okay. I think I'll just skip ahead, but otherwise this will be a long stream. But after the compressor, this is called a vocal chain, by the way. So you chain plugins in the right order to get the best result possible. So you will first make a correctional EQ. This is a correctional EQ. I eliminate things that I do not like. Then I use a compressor to balance out the sound, so it sounds more equal. The loud parts get turned down, the softer parts get turned up. Then I add a de-esser, and in this case it's not that bad, but you know, some takes, especially if you're close to the microphone, S's, T's, K's can be very harsh to listen to. So I use a standard plugin, stock plugin, and just use a default factory, what's it called? Yeah, a default setting, male vocal, wideband, max reduction. I'll turn that down so it isn't too obvious. Deep in my heart. Add that to all the tracks. Yeah, and listen. Haha. Here we go. Deep in my heart. So we know where there's a place. Let's listen for that. There is a place for you. Okay, so place for you. Let's listen to place Whoa, listen to that. So listen to the difference here. You clearly have way more S in the version where the de-esser is not on. Listen to this. And then. Yeah, it's the small things, and especially if you have, you know, a problematic recording that has way too much S's and harsh S's. This is a great tool. So after the de-esser, you would put a additive EQ. So now if we used a correctional EQ in the beginning, and the reason why we put the compressor after the first EQ is that we want to delete any unwanted frequencies before we start compressing anything. And then after compressing things, S's tend to be too powerful. And then we use the de-esser to eliminate and balance that. And then we can use a additive EQ. And for that, I use a stock vintage EQ collection, vintage tube EQ. So this is a digital version of physical hardware, runs on tubes. And if you play guitar, you know that, you know, a tube amp just sounds way better than a digital amp. So here we just basically go for the tube vocal. And I don't add anything else. Maybe some extra low. Oh, yeah, this is what I do, because I tend to crank this up, so I get a boost around 100 instead of 60. And I do this for all of the EQs, the additive EQs. So 100. This is also the bass, so why not just go for, oh, I forgot. So first tube vocal, haha, and then 100. Why not boost it for 4, just for fun, because it is the bass. Same here, tube vocal, 100, and tenor as well. So the tenor doesn't need that much bass. So sometimes you can cut the lows on the tenor, but let's just make it as easy as possible. Samuel, hey yo, welcome. Nice to have you here. Jonah, in Ableton, I generally use one compressor for makeup gain at a low ratio, yeah, and then another compressor after it with a higher ratio. Ah, yeah, for sure. That is a trick I know a lot of mixing engineers use, is to basically layer compressors on top of each other. Yeah, that's a great tool. I don't usually do that, actually. I think I used to do that many years ago, but recently I've just been using what I'm doing right now with just one compressor. But you can totally add, you know, a light compressor first and then a more harsh compressor, especially if you're multi-layering vocals. So if you have, you know, 4 copies of the same vocal layered on top to get a sort of choral effect, you would for sure play around with the different compressors. All right. We have now the tube EQ. Let's just listen to it. Deep in my heart, there is a place for you and I. My love for you and I love my love. Cool. Okay. Now let's just, as you can see down here, the panning is almost non-existent. Let's visualize the panning with metering, I think. Multimeter? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Genometer? Genometer? I have no idea how to pronounce this, but it shows me the audio where it's placed in the foreground, background, rear, mid, and left. Rear, I mean right. Deep in my heart. You can already see it's super narrow. So it's basically just in the middle. Deep in my heart. Let's do something about that. So I usually actually go for at least 25. let's just go for 30. The most important thing is to not rely on numbers and rely on your ears. So sometimes it's not even 30-30. Sometimes it's odd numbers because I balance until I can feel the sound sits where it needs to be. I also like to separate bass and lead just a tad. Let's go for 8. Deep in my heart. Why is this so slow? Deep in my heart, there is a place for you and I. My love for you and I love my love. Whoa! What you just heard there was probably my computer overloading with from the CPU work. My love. Holy crap. Let's disable the multimeter. We don't need that. Alex writes, I'm a big fan of Barbershop. What is your favorite tag? Ooh. Favorite tag? I think it comes and goes. I think Be Our Guest is just, you know, crazy. It's got it all basically. Drama. Crazy chords, long post. So Be Our Guest maybe, but it changes all the time. Also, sucker for, you know, the classic stuff, the ringy stuff. Let's throw on some reverb. That fifth though, Samuel says. Barbershop. Okay, so here is where some folks, I won't necessarily say use the wrong method, but you can use a method that is more efficient, saves computer power, and it also sounds better, in my opinion. Instead of using, let's just see, okay, I would like to have reverb. So chroma, mono, remember to go from mono to stereo, by the way. Makes a huge difference. Lay the reverb plugin on top of the 4 voices. Then go for, let's just say hall, concert hall, decay. Let's make it long. Distance, so the distance to the impact to the recording of the sound, so you can add a bit more distance. Let's just throw that on to all of them and see what happens. Deep in my heart, there is a place for... It sounds very distant, and if I have to change anything, obviously I would like the reverb to be exactly the same for all 4 singers, because I recorded this, you know, in a room, and I would like it to sound like it's in a concert hall or something, church, whatever. So I would like the reverb to sound the same on each singer. So instead of having to go around and tune everything, let's delete this. Oh no. Yeah, here we go. Let's delete this and then use a bus instead. So I've here you can see I've already added the bus. Let's delete it. So no send. We go to sends. So we send this audio source. We will send that a different directory. It's already over here because I already added it. Can I delete it maybe? Yeah, I can. Cool. So what you do is you highlight your parts. This should be the same in every audio DAW, digital audio workstation. So click, go bus, just pick one, the first one. Now I can increase the volume to, let's just go with 0. So now the sound is redirected to this auxiliary track, and I would like to put my reverb on this track. That way, everything I do, if I turn up and down for the effect, it will equally affect the 4 voices. So chroma verb is already up here, stereo. And now let's use the same plugin or preset, concert hall, add the distance, longer decay. Here we go. Deep in my heart, there is a place for you. So now I can, with this fader, actually control the amount of reverb that goes through these voices. So let's just solo this. Nice. And I would actually like to add just some top, increase the decay. Let's play around. Okay, so this is just the reverb sound soloed. I usually go for, if I'm just putting the reverb on this without doing anything else, I usually go for around, is it 20 or something, 21? So like this. Deep in my heart, maybe a bit more. There is a place for you and I. So you can hear it's there. It's not too invasive. But I learned recently that a lot of a lot of people throw on a compressor afterwards. Now, this is exciting because this lets me, this lets the audio poke through. So the reverb ducts, just like this, the high notes duct when I use the compressor, the reverb ducts as well when a certain amount of audio is transferred through it. And that can be nice, so you can have huge reverb sounds, but still being able to tell what's going on in the lyrics. Have you heard The Way We Were? Super nice tag. I think Tim Warwick posted it on his channel. Yeah, I think I've heard that one. Yeah, I think. Jonah asks, I know it's off topic, but I recall seeing in one of your other video streams of your tuning down the cents. Do you do that for every chord? And is there a helpful what? Missing the last end of your response, but yeah, this I used pitch correction on this tag back then. I'm pretty sure. I don't do that for every chord. No, I only use it if necessary to brush up, and if I don't have the time or the voice on a given day to actually hit the notes, or not actually hit the notes, but if I have too much vibrato, for instance, because I also I make learning tracks as part of business that I own. So all learning track makers use some sort of pitch plugin because it's designed to be near perfect, so that you can sing along with that and learn how to tune in perfectly, basically. So I always use some sort of, mostly always use some sort of pitch correction, ever so slightly, just to brush up. But everyone does that, I'm sure. Not, I don't mean like all of you, but if you do the same kind of work that I do with learning tracks, this is just a given that you use some sort of editing tool. Because it's designed to teach you a song. It's not designed to be a perfect, kind of piece of art. But I only pitch correct things that I can do myself. So I don't, go way up or down or something like that. That's very rare that I do that. So I usually stick to only using pitch correction if I know I can, with enough takes, I can do that in real life, but I simply don't have the time, for instance. But great question. Rebecca Noise says compressor on reverb. Nice, we'll try it. Let's see how it sounds.
Deep in my heart, there is a place for you and I. My love for you and I love.
Let's listen to it. You can go higher, actually. Let's do that. So this, now we can hear the sound is equal. It's the same amount of reverb all of the time. Here, it's waving like it would be in real life if you suddenly sing more powerful in a room, for instance, in a church with a lot of reverb. That room will... the sound will change depending on how much sound you put into that room. So the compressor can actually make it sound more natural with, the boominess, waviness sort of in the reverb itself. And I kind of like how it, it sounds. I like that sort of sound. So, I'm still soloed.
Deep in my heart, there is a place for you and I. My
Hello, Christian.
love for you and I love. Deep in my...
Okay. Sounds big and hero-like, which is the way I roll sometimes. Sound is pretty nice. I think we need some balancing though. Oi. Let me just redo. Haha. So as you can see, it's not a very equal recorded tag, especially tenor-wise. You can see here in the top goes from very soft to super loud all of a sudden. But sometimes you also need to automate audio. As you can see here, I've done 0 basically, only in the intro and outro. So what you can do is you can turn up individual words to make them pop more. So I will just make sure that I have the amount of lead that I need.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart, there is a place for...
I think we have more of the pickup.
There is a place for you and I. There is a place for... There is a place for you and I. Place for you and I. My love for you and I. My love for you and I love my love.
A bit better. Jonah, sorry if I missed any of your questions. Recall seeing one of my other videos talking about pitch and sense. Do you do that for every chord? Oh yeah, I covered that. The answer is no. Music theory isn't as good, so figuring out which notes should be around which value is a bit confusing, especially when you said that I should be focusing on, should be Focus to keep the lead tuning to exactly on pitch. As music theory helps a ton in the sort of work that I do, whether it's recording tags for YouTube, making learning tracks, arranging music. Music theory helps me a ton. So getting a sort of understanding of how things work and how the different notes, the function in every chord, and all that helps a ton. I can show you, and I probably will with this tag, go in and show you how the pitch correction tool works and what I look for. I will show you that when we're done mixing this stuff. But more on any helpful charts to learn more where chords should be in just intonation. If you go to Google and search for just intonation chart, maybe if a friendly viewer in the stream will help you by linking in the chat. That could be cool. But go to Google just intonation chart. If you Google that, then you get a simple chart where you can see for each of the different types of chords. So major triad, minor triad, dominant seventh, minor seventh chord, major seventh chord, all that jazz. You can see the intonation for each of the notes in that chord, and it has helped me a ton since I discovered that a couple years ago. So check that out for sure. Okay, let's go to the stereo out, which is where the song or the tag will be glued together.
Deep in my
And we start as always with a correctional EQ. So deleting things that I don't like.
deep in my heart.
Okay, so this tip I learned from a mixing and mastering engineer called Streaky. I saw it on YouTube, that when you do a low cut, if you want that extra oomph in the bottom, just heighten, like it's the ramp. So as you can see, it cuts, and then when it goes up into 0, you will make a short ramp, and that will heighten the lows. So here, and I will basically, and this might look stupid, but I will basically do the same cut that I do on each of the tracks, because I only have 4 tracks. If you were to master, a whole band with tons of microphones, tons of instruments, obviously this would be a bit more of a difficult task. But let me just explain. So when we're on the stereo out, this is basically what it's a very simplified version of mastering the audio. I could bounce the audio as a stereo source, stereo audio file, and then I could throw it back into Logic, and then I would be doing exactly this. And here you have to be very careful to not cut too deep. So I've learned that 2 dBs, that's a lot. So 1.5, 1.6, that's typically enough.
Deep in my heart.
What you do is you could do a sweep, frequency sweep. So listen and then just sweep through it to search for unwanted frequencies.
Deep in my heart, there is a place for you and I must.
So here it sounds too dark. And I noticed that when I cut away the middle, all of a sudden it felt like there was more bass. So it didn't really add more bass, but because I removed the middle, I could hear, whoa, there's a lot of bass.
Deep in my heart.
So if I make a cut here, it sounds as if I have more bass actually. But I would obviously never, make that aggressive of a cut. So 4 something, add up the Q so it doesn't cut away things that I would like to keep. Let's keep that, and then
Deep in my heart, there is a place for
Question asks, what is the tag called and who made it? The tag is called A Place for You and I wrote it a few years ago. And it's all on all the Barbershop tag apps out there, on barbershoptags.com as well. So go nuts. It is one of my creations. Did I... Oh, that's right. That's why. Okay. Like that. And what I do afterwards, because I'm just speeding up so we can actually get to some more content. After the correctional EQ, I do the same as I would on a vocal track, so a compressor. And here I use a special compressor that I downloaded for absolutely free, free software from Tokyo Dawn Labs, TDR Koletnikov in stereo. Goddamn. And here, this is a glue compressor. So you would like all the audio is sent to the stereo out, and if I then put on a compressor, I would like the audio, the 4 tracks, to glue together basically. So that's what I talked about earlier, because right now it still sounds like it's just 4 audio tracks side by side. It's not glued together in any way. So here I can add this compressor, factory presets, mastering, warm I think I usually use. And I could just play around with this, with the threshold. Remember to use makeup gain, and I don't really mess with anything else.
Deep in my heart, there is a place for you and I. My love for you and I.
If I turn this up too much, it will just be muddy.
Deep in my heart.
And then you lose all the nuances. So
deep in my heart, there is a place for you and deep in my heart.
There we go. After this, I throw on another free plugin from LKJB Lofticus. I have no idea. It was free and it was recommended online. Click the mastering. I use the analog because I would like it. I like analog gear, even though I don't own anything. But people praise the analog tech, so I use that. So here is where the song is really the final touches sound-wise. We can play around with the different frequencies, and I already know what I'm going to do. I usually boost 2.5K. I usually cut 640. I usually gain 160 and 40, just a tad bit, and then I also add a high shelf boost, usually around 10K. Let's just play along.
Deep in my heart.
So this is the breathiness I talked about earlier, the high this sounds.
Deep in my heart, there is a place for you and I. My love for you and I. My love.
Okay, so listen to the difference here. So I know some it'll probably distort because you have to watch out for the stereo out fader not getting too close to the top shelf. Listen to when I gain, or the difference between when I gain 640 and when I cut 640.
Deep in my heart.
really like the sound when it's cut just a tad bit. That's my taste. I like the sound of that. And you should just, go your way in terms of what you like to do, which what kind of sound do you like to end up with. That's up to you, basically. Of course, there's some rules, or not rules, but there's some guidelines in terms of you would like to, normally studio standard, you would like to have a balance between the different, there's a reason why, this plugin is set up this way, is so we can actually play around with these sections of the frequency spectrum. But always just play around until you're satisfied with the sound. And I once was satisfied with the sound we heard in the beginning. Now my taste has changed. I'm now going for something different. So boost, boost.
Deep in my heart, there is a place for you and I.
The 40 hertz are difficult to pick up. I can't really tell that because first off, there isn't that much low end in this song. I also cut a fair amount of that out in the correctional EQ, and I'm using headphones. But when I listen in my living room with a subwoofer and all that, I can tell that sort of low boost, and it's nice. It gives some oomph to the bass vocal and all the vocals in general. So after this, make sure to level out so we can actually get the, so it's not too quiet, it's not too loud, so it distorts.
Deep in my heart.
I know some people use limiters, so put a limiter and then, to get it as loud as possible. I don't really use that because it's vocal music. I've heard of people not really using it that much in vocal and choral music, and I think it adds more negatives than it actually makes it sound better. So I usually don't use it. Okay, there's still some minor volume things that I would change in terms of the balance, but let's go in and actually fix some stuff to make it more precise. So we go into the editing page, and as you can see, flex pitch is enabled already because I did use that when I recorded this afterwards. And let's go to the editing window. What I usually do is that I actually correct timing errors in the flex pitch window, and what I do is oh no, that's false. So I disable this, then I go and zoom all the way in because I can see visually that this is not tight. So here we can see this is the first word, second word, and my and heart. And you can see it's not aligned. Lead is way out of line with the rest of the vocals. So what I do is that this is the baritone, bass is basically in the middle. So bass is here, baritone is too slow, lead is too fast, tenor is also a bit too slow. So I pick one to say this is a standard. So let's just go to the lead editing window. Here you can see the notes, D, deep, 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 deep in my heart. So I can just grab this and shorten it. There's also a correctional tool in here to actually fix rhythmic things, but oftentimes I can actually fix it in this window. Here you can see that Logic thinks that this is just one long word. So here's a good example actually where I need to cut the audio because as you can see I'm stretching the whole phrase, not just the first word. So make sure to this is the D, the deep in the beginning, and it's almost tight. Tenor needs to go here. Oh, okay. Let's listen.
Deep in my
Holy moly, what a sharp D. Akapatsi, hello. Nice to have you here. Listen for this.
Deep in my heart.
God damn.
Deep in my heart.
That is definitely in sync, and I know some of you will say, "What I'm killing the music because it's too perfect." But this is basically what I wanted you to show. This is what I wanted to show you. That's what I meant to say. How to use these tools. So if taste-wise, if you would rather have all these imperfections, do exactly that and keep all those imperfections, because you can for sure kill the song with editing too much. But seeing how I'm trying to remix this tag, I'm just going all out, correcting a lot of stuff. So now the next issue, the next word. Bass is early, tenor and lead and baritone almost at the same time. So deep in needs to go here. Listen.
Deep in my, deep in my, deep in my.
Yeah, better.
In my heart.
Okay, let's just.
Deep in my heart. Deep in my.
Sounds as if bass is just a tad slow on this note. Let's just.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart, deep in my heart.
Or
deep in my heart.
No, that's just my ears. But the next bit is deep in my heart, the tenor. As you can see, I'm scooping here, and let's fix that so I'm not scooping. Deep in my. That's just my. So I can do like this.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart, deep in.
Okay, so before.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart.
Deep in my. I'm kind of unstable. You can tell by the thread here that it should be centered to be on pitch. So let's pull this up. And you can see, let me just zoom in. What you can do is you can just hit it with the old delete vibrato, but it will also make it sound, like a computer basically. So instead, I tend to actually play around with the pitch drift, because in my experience, the pitch drift editing is more forgiving sound-wise than the vibrato. So let's, for instance, if I were to just, computer this, and then solo.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart.
Does not sound good. What if I then actually delete the processing here? So this is how it was sung.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart.
You can see it's not precise, so if I instead.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart.
That's better to me. Still, isolated, you can tell there's processing going on, but this is, for educational purposes. And you can't. My goal is to make tracks that doesn't sound super processed. When you pick the individual, if you're picking up my learning track and listen to the tenor, yeah, you can tell there's processing. But the full mix, all 4 voices, my goal is there to have it sound as natural as possible.
Deep in my heart, deep in my heart.
Yeah, this is a great example where lead is way too early. So lead says huh right here, tenor is here, bass is here, and baritone is here. So we need to align that. So let's go with the closest. So bass goes tad. Let's see. Whoa, let's zoom out.
In my heart, in my heart.
go back. Whoa! So I'm trying to, and I can actually stretch out this. So I'm basically trying to make the waveforms look more like hop. And here I'm scooping on purpose, and I kind of like that. In the tenor, let's move this as well. Whoa! Okay, so now we're at an issue where, you know, as you can see, if I move this, I move all the words basically. And I don't want that. So I'm just cutting, scissors, cutting this word, boop, and realigning it on pitch. I need to go back now because it jumped out of place. Deep in, let's just go like that. Cut them all up. One. Okay. I might need to do something like that.
Deep in my heart, in my heart, in my heart.
Okay, so we need the baritone closer.
My heart.
Yeah, there we go.
Deep in my heart.
There's the next issue. You can hear the slide between bass and tenor is not aligned right here. Tenor slides just a tad too soon. Okay, so I locate bass slides around there. Nice. Context. Okay, so the tenor is only going down a semitone. So, what the hell is going on? Ah, ha ha ha. Bass is sliding, longer, long way to go. So let's shorten the slide actually. Okay, let's shorten the other direction. Cool, I like it. Now, next issue. Precision with consonants. The word is hard. So, as you can see here, oops, they aren't that. They're not aligned properly. So, tenor says, ah, break, t. Bass says, hard. And baritone does not say anything, I guess. Hard. More of a D sound. Okay. Okay, so I think I will move bass. Okay, so if I move this in the editing window, I will also move the next word. So what I do is I put a short cut here, not in the breath itself, but before. That way, when I go back and edit, it will not move. I could do this in another window, you know, a rhythmic editing window. Cool. Baritone needs to stretch, I think. Do we have a pop? It's okay. So as you can tell, back then I've probably used there's lots of pitch correction in this tag, and back in the day I used way more than was necessary. And that's also, you know, something I see a lot in, you know, tags, barbershop stuff, is that when you're new to this game, you think that, well, just use a lot of slam dunk the pitch correction, and then it will sound nice. And usually you can make it sound really nice with pitch correction, but you have to be careful. If you do it like I did with instead of eliminating vibrato, for instance, if you instead of doing that use other methods, cut the notes into tinier pieces, you'll get a better end result, I think. So let's look at what is that's the bass. I need to locate. So what note is that? It's the baritone. So I can go in and you can see I'm sliding here. So I can eliminate that by, flattening. But what I've learned since then is that I would cut here, adding this back up at its original pitch, and then I use pitch drift to breach the gap, play around, and now I've used 0 vibrato, so all my natural vibrato is there, but the pitch is better because I just cut it into pieces. Okay, so let's just go back to 100 here. I like to do it this way, and since this is a 7th, you can throw it in the basement all low down. Cool. So I think we skipped some words that need fixing. Yeah, place leads S is way too early, so we can do like this. To place for eyeballing this. Place for. Okay, now so the timing of the words is where it needs to be, but as you can see, the S, this is the S. It's way longer in the tenor. So what I can do is to switch to flex time rhythmic. And here's the S, and I can make it fit a bit longer. Aha. Nice. And then remember to go back to flex pitch, otherwise it will not remember any of the edits you did. Place for you, place for. Nice. Place for you, place for. It's out of hand. Here we go. For you. You is not precise. For you. For you. So if I can't figure out on my own, or if I just instinctively, that's the word, can't figure out which one isn't in sync, I just start by muting one at a time. For you and for you. Just for you. So it's for you. It's for you. It's for you. Okay, I still can't tell. Maybe it's baritone. It's for you. It's for you. No, it's between bass and lead. It's for you. It's for you. Okay, let's make bass the deciding factor here. So it's for. No, wrong word. It's for you. Okay, I can't see. I have to cut up this note because baritone stays plays for you and I. So let's go bass instead. It's for you. It's for you. It's for. It's. Okay, and let's use the same tactic. Instead of using the vibrato tool, let's cut, and let's cut a different place. Let's go down. Okay, so we might need some. we might need to use some vibrato because, yeah, as I mentioned, this is an old recording. And yeah, I'm not sure I can edit everything away without using the vibrato. So bass is.
It's for you. 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 It's for you.
Huh?
It's for you. It's for you.
So now bass is behind.
It's for you. It's for you.
Close.
It's for you.
Okay, let's just leave it at that. Delete that squiggly thing. Canoeing bulky? Yo, bro, Lucas here. Yeah, there's handball at the moment. Yeah, I picked the wrong date to stream, I guess. Denmark is playing Egypt in the World Cup. Yeah, not the best timing on my end. Hopefully, all you won't leave the stream as soon as handball starts.
It's for you. It's for you.
Okay, this lead is not sung very good.
It's for you. It's for.
So now I can actually use, the grid to tell me where I need to edit. So bass is around here. Visually, I can see that for you needs to go.
It's for you.
Let's pull it down. For you and I. Add the tenor back.
It's for. It's for you. It's for you. It's for you.
Place for. This is probably the U.
It's for you. It's for you. It's for you. It's for you.
Notice.
It's for you.
Oh, that's the note. For.
It's for you.
That's at the 7th.
It's
Okay.
for.
So I think the tenor is singing the 7th. Needs to be a tad bit low.
It's for you. It's for. It's for you and it's for.
There we go.
You and I.
Okay, obvious, but duh.
And I. And I.
Not really precise at all. So die.
And I. And I.
Okay, much better.
And I.
And now the cutoff is also not that good. Here you can see that it cuts off at different times. So the timing is not good. And then also the next phrase begins, not at the same time. So let's go with pushing back. My love. Let's push that a tad bit back. Because I know then this note will also, that note will follow. Tenor as well. So move it. Cool. Now I need to cut here so I can edit without messing with the other audio. Baritone, go back. Do the same for bass. Bass is too long. Tenor might hang on too long, so. Nice. Now love as well. My love. We need to have this the L and at the same time. So need to cut here. Move love. It's an F. So who do we still have here in the stream? We have on my screen it says 6 people. So so who do we have watching? Let me know in the chat, and you can also let me know if you think this is, you know, entertaining to watch. This is this is what I do. Not all the time. I conduct choirs, you know, for work. But I spend a lot of time doing exactly this kind of work, whether it be learning tracks or tracks for the channel. So I love doing this. My love. I think bass, my love, is a tad too slow. I love. Yeah. I love for you. Okay, so the cutoff here as well. Let's cut here, because the baritone is hanging on too long. So something like that. Love for you and love for you and I love my love you and okay, another issue. You and start with 2. Mute the tenor. For you. So baritone is early. For you, the bass is not precise here. You can see you. So let's use the same tool for you. So drop here. Pull up here. Pull up here. Pull down here. See if we can do the same here for you. So maybe we can cut in them straight down. Oh, that doesn't look good. Can we maybe do like this? For you. Sometimes you need to really get in there. Doesn't look all that good. Okay, does look a bit better actually. Okay, not if you when you let's see. Let's just increase this. For you. It's the third of the chord, so it can be low. Okay, so we lower this, go up until it matches. So now it just sounds like, you know, a tiny scoop. For you, and we might need to use a bit more. Let's see. We need to go back and fix the tenor as well. For tad early maybe. Go before I say f, so need to go for you maybe. Oh shit. C for you. First it's the fifth, and then it goes to the. It's the ninth of the chord.
For you, 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 for
You and I'm actually off here. Ah, it doesn't sound right. For you. There we go. You and so it's quite rocky, as you can see. Maybe we can for you and can we glue this together maybe? I think it's better this, and this time I think it's better to just flatten the curve a bit. So so make it taller here, lower. For you and I love. Bit early on the tenor, I think. And then also in the end here, as we can see, tenor is hanging over. Bit more bass, maybe. Love the third as well. Cool. And we for sure need some more baritone. Especially in the end here.
Deep in my heart, there is a place for you and I, my love, for you and I, my love.
Sweet. That sounds good. Let's balance the last chord. I'm missing my love a bit more. My love, a bit more bass. So, and the same with the lead. Love the fifth going on. Turn the tenor down, and I like to have a lot of third in that voicing. Okay, so I need bass around here. For you and I,
My love for you.
especially here for you.
For you and I.
And to balance this chord as well, so maybe go like this.
For you and I.
And then actually turn down tenor here.
You and
More bass. You can also tell that the bass is going why, so maybe we can fix that. Cut here. God damn. I think that sounds way cooler than in the beginning. Obviously, I should have, prepared this better in terms of being able to make a, side-by-side comparison. How foolish of me. But what I can do is to mute all of this processing, so you can hear with or without any processing. This is without.
deep in my heart, there is a place for you and I. My love for you and I. My love.
Okay, now with everything.
Deep in my heart, there is a place for you and I. My love for you and I. My love. Deep in my heart, there is a place for.
Okay, I just wanted to make a short poll to that you can go in and let me know whether we should do another tag, remix, or we should take a look at writing a barbershop tag. So I'll just make a poll. Oh yeah, I know we're not that many people in here, but we can still make a poll happen and see what we should do. 100% of people of my one concurrent viewer. So whoever you are, you're asking for a tag. I'm not Eden, but I'm voting second option. Cool. Let's just do that. Quem, thanks for sticking out. I hope all of you, but also you, Quem, learned something from this remix session. Just to show you that you can really turn a recording upside down, basically, by playing around with some plugins that come standard in most software applications. And whether or not you're using any sort of editing software, so in terms of pitch or timing or any of that, that's that doesn't really matter in terms of what I wanted to focus on, is especially the mixing part of everything. I actually think I should be able to turn off everything. So I should be able to turn off all of the vocal processing, so the edits and stuff, so it's still only just the audio plugins, so EQs, compression, and stuff.
Deep in my heart, there is a place for you and I.
Gotta love that tenor crack.
A place for you and I, my love.
Okay, seventh is way too low. Might it be a bit higher? But yeah, you get the idea. Let's turn it back on. Nice. Let's go over here. I heard you sing to me. This was Alec Johnson's tag that he, or tag challenge. He did one in 2022, I think. Or was it 2021? I can't remember. But he's back with the 2023 tag challenge. This is the first one he did. I don't know if I'm still, if I'm too late. But this is the tag. And I heard you sing to me. And it's very short. We can do some very basic stuff to this. It's an E flat. I'm not quite sure that I agree with how it's notated in terms of rhythms. Sing, I'm guessing. Let's just listen to it. 1, 2, 3. So I would the 2 would want that on 4 to me and then 1. So and I heard I would most tags are sung differently than they're notated. So I would, because it's rubato most of the time in tags at least. So I would do like this. Move the text over here. And delete that. And I heard you sing to me. Let's make that a breath. To me. Like that. Here we go. You could also do like that if you don't want the breath. Let's put in the breath. And I heard... Whoa. Oh no, Samuel, your internet died. But you're back. Yeah, just in time to make a quick tag here. The melody is quite limiting in terms of what you can do. But I think there's 2 ways to go about this. Either you stick to E flat, or you start, in the minor key. So C minor could be, instead of going so to me. You can make the most basic barbershop tag out of that. But you can also do it in minor. So the D. So then we're in trouble because we need to go to E flat, or at least we can't do to me because we have a B flat. We need a B natural for that. But we can do it in the beginning and then surprise everyone. Okay, I need to switch on. Okay, I prepared this. If my camera is not dead, I forgot to charge it. Let's see. Is it on? I have no idea. Is it? I don't think so. I think it's dead. Let me just check. It's a very elaborate setup I got here. Why is it not on? Okay, I will I will not mess with that today. It will be out the piano cam. Sorry. Let's just... Oh no. Aha. Muted the wrong one. Here we go. Let's make the fastest tag out there. Let's make it let's start in minor and end in major, but with a surprise, I think. And I heard you sing, heard you sing. Can we maybe do something like aha, that doesn't work. Heard you sing. Ahaha, that doesn't work. So heard you sing. I'm too far out because I have too few chords. It has to be. Heard you say, okay, so we can do. What a horrible tag, but we can do it. So F, whoops, F, E, and then back to F, A to A flat G, sing. Ooh, we can do some fun stuff here. Because lead cuts away and then go no, let's not do that. That's too weird. Baritone. B natural. And I heard you, and then sing to me. Here we go. Bass goes. No. And I heard you, and then Sing to, sing, whoops, sing to me. What am I doing? Me. Okay, the vanillast tag you've ever heard. Oh man, that's not good. Oh yeah. Yeah, I had the piano cam set up, but I forgot to charge the old phone. And because it's old, it doesn't keep a charge that well. And it's charging super slow. So piano cam will have to be another time. Then I heard. That's just. Oh man, that's not good. And I heard you say. Okay. And I heard you sing. I kind of like the. Heard you sing. Okay, maybe we do that instead. To me. Okay. Okay, so I've always used. Alright, that's one thing at a time, son. One thing at a time. Flat. Suppose sing. We need an awesome fifth there. Sing. And we can do some cool stuff with actually going to sing. Oh, you're leaving Iquem? I'm sure you'll find a nice one. But go grab some food. See ya. Thank you. Thanks. God, my tongue is twisted today. Thanks for stopping by. And see you next time. Sing, Okay, let's do. We're kind of stretching the limits of Alex's tag, but sometimes it's better to just do and hope for forgiveness than to ask permission. And I heard you sing to me. Let's go with some cool stuff. Sing to sing. Sing, 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 hey, sing. So sing, sing. Okay, let's. So we have the notes. Ooh. So okay, so sing, sing. 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 Two. Let's go with two. Two. Up on the seventh. Two. Octave up. Okay. We need to slow this down. So let's put in. Oh no. Actually, yeah. Okay, so put in a tempo like this. 70 maybe, and just hide it. That's the wrong button. Hide, so it's not visible. Okay. I like the ideas, but you know, it's going on. It's happening too fast. So it has to be half notes. Sing, you sing, and the sing needs to be longer. So sing, sing, me sing, me. So me, A flat, and then do, B, F. To me, is not until up here. Sing, sing. Can we do that? That's some spice. Sing, sing. to me, sing to me, sing. Say. Okay, let's. We might need to stick with Alex's original composition. What do you think? Do you think it's too much to change these little things? Or should we take it very seriously in terms of what needs to be done and which rules to follow? Let me know in the comments. We might need to vanilla this, not harmonically. We can still do some damage, but we might need to not mess too much with it. So, and I heard her. So okay, so her, there we go. Heard I heard you. Heard you. Samuel says, damage it a bit. Yeah, we might need to damage this tag a bit. That's how it goes when you let your mind free ball the tag like this. Let us go for B here. Heard you sing, sing, sing. Two. Pa 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 pa. Hanspar. Okay. So. Ooh, haha. So. And I heard. So I heard you sing is the call response. Yeah. Heard you sing. Yeah, Hanspar. I'm making one because it's the tag challenge. So you get a bi-weekly prompt and some sort of rule you have to follow. And this time it was a given melody and given melody and text you had to follow. So I'm building around what Alex made and composed. So okay, doesn't work too well. So first. Okay, so let's just so I can remember. So, and I heard you sing. Delete that. So see. So the issue is that you're going to the 1 of the chord. So from to me, you don't get that many choices because of the way he picked the melody. You can go 5-1 to me. And if you want to do the classic minor 4 chord with an added 6th, you're kind of screwed because the 9th is in the way. To me. Ooh, so tag making competitions. Do you mean for viewers to make tags and then I sort of, review them and crown a winner or something like that? That might be fun actually, to have people submit tags and then crown a winner live on stream. That could be super fun. Then give out some sort of, prize or anything. That could be incredibly fun actually. Sing to. So we start with. So sing. To. God damn. To. Okay. That's what we're going to do. So sing to me. Or what? We can't do that. I forgot. Man, sometimes, it's just too difficult. We can't do that. God damn it. Oh wow, that's maybe go F D E flat for the bass in the end. If you get what I mean. F D flat E flat. The bass in the end. So are we? Is it before the post or after the post? Oh, you're writing in a program as the same time. Whoa, nice. That's cool. Simultaneously creating Barbershop. Heck yeah. Do me. Okay, just because brain blockage, let's just make it easier. Same all the way. Sing to sing to me. And then the post to me. Da, da, ba, da, bum. Should we just do the When I Leave the World Behind? So. What an original tag I just wrote. And I heard you sing to me. Easy. Copy paste. To me. Okay, let's add some bars because I want to do some crazy stuff. I have this thing that I've never really used before, but I love. Always wanted to use this sort of arpeggio. Whoa. But how on earth did we get from doesn't work, so we can also go surprise G major ending. So what? That could be crazy. To me, this could be the da, da. That's also quite high. Okay, that's the way to go. Some sort of I hate when I get an idea and I spend too much time working on it and then I forget what the hell I did before. Got to go walk the dogs and then go to sleep for work tomorrow. Yeah, good night, Samuel. So nice to have you here in the chat. See ya. me. Da 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 da. Let's go. Da 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 da. Heard you sing to me, and then bass post maybe. So heard sing just to me, just for me, just for me, just for me, to me. Cannot work. Me. Ah, that's how we do it. Just maybe this will work. Who knows? Just say, just for me, me. Turn. Whoops. Turn to me. Heard you sing, heard you sing, heard you sing, just. So heard you sing, heard you sing, just for me, free, done it. What a weird tag this will be. Ah, need the post going. What? That is super high, isn't it? this tag will just keep going with weird chords all over. I might need to come back to this tag, and maybe, sometimes the melody just isn't suitable for the things that you want to do. So sometimes it's it's better to, instead of it might not fit the whole G to C minor. It maybe we should have approached this differently with or you could have approached this very differently, and gotten, made life a bit more easy, maybe, because this for sure is 3 different tags packed into one. It might be a bit too weird, to be honest. And I heard you say. Amy, pretty specific question. What do you do when the implied harmony is 5/7 to 1 and the melody goes from the 3rd, 6th of 5 of the key to whatever note is actually fits the one with the 1 chord? What? Let me just read that again so I understand it correctly. Pretty specific. So implied harmony is 5/1, and melody goes from 3rd, so 6th of that, okay, to whatever note. Okay, so 13th chord gets muddy when 3rd is low in key. Yeah, okay, so you're thinking of, because you heard as well as I did, it made a sort of 13th chord. So what I usually do, let's just go with actually in the beginning, is it? No, sorry. Instead, let's do an F. And then have, C might be better actually to illustrate. This note, isn't it that what you're looking for? The 6th. What I usually do, I usually stick to not do 13th chord in general, unless I really want that sound. If the 13th chord isn't in the original, I won't add it usually, because it's just so difficult to ring. And what I usually do, as the way I see it, is that this sound, let's go with this sound, let's do this instead. So instead of having the 7th here, I would think it's because it's moving somewhere. So I would actually, if it were me, or up to me, I would then actually delete the 7th, just making it a 6th chord, because it can be, unless you really want that 13th chord in there, it can be a bit much, I think. So I usually, if the melody goes around the 6th, I would then not add the 7th to the chord. Can I use an example from this song? Don't really think so. E flat. No. Don't think so. But I get your question, especially if it's tuned low, it can get super muddy. So I usually, if I do 13s, it's because bass and it's voiced, so bass and third is an octave plus a third apart, because if it's below or that's too much unless you add other harmony to help that. I digress. I have no idea what to do with this tag. God damn, man. Let's do some more simple instead of all this crazy stuff. We can always come back to it. Yeah, here we go. So some simple stuff. To me, just to only me, only me. Okay, only me. Ba-da-ba-ba. It's starting to get vanilla again, but that's how it goes. Me, only, me. So we can do the Westminster 7th. So just for me. What? Here we go. Me. Famado on there. Okay, so not the same tag as before. Holy crap! This should be an E flat there. Oh. Me. Oh. Me. Do you like that instead? And that doesn't work, so me, just for me, me, just for just yeah. Ba-da-da, sounds off. Hmm. Ah, why? Of course. Heard you, heard you, heard you. So not an A, it's a double B, double B. So a C flat seventh. So A and C flat are the same notes. Just make a note of that. Not the same function in the two chords, but they're the same notes. Unless you, of course, subscribe to the theories of Adam Neely. He did a cool video about, is B natural and C flat the same notes? And it was actually quite interesting. So if you like music theory, definitely subscribe and check him out. He's really cool. What am I doing? Is A is BBB. Let's please. Bless. Can I help? Bless. Oh no. The hell? Okay. Sorry, baritones, you get no lyrics, but instead you get a text box with help. It's just stupid, this tag. Let's go. There's already, so we need man and high. And then go sing, 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 sing to. Sing to me. Sing. Sing to. Okay, it's sort of a tag. It doesn't always, end up perfect or anything. But I think actually this is where I will leave. Basically, call it a day or a night. People have been so awesome today to ask questions and stick around to the very end. Stream's been going for, what's it now? 9:30. So that's a good 2.5 hours of streaming and barbershopping. But I for sure will do more of these streams in the future. I really think it's so much fun to just hang out and make some cool music and hang out with you guys. And maybe we should do that tag writing competition, that people write tags, submit them, and then send them to me. Then I can crown a winner of, you know, the best barbershop tag along tag. We'll see. That could be fun actually. But let me just see if I can swap over to this nice camera angle. So thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, if you like the content that I make, then yeah, you can always go subscribe if you like, or like the videos, share them with your buddies. But until next time, I'll see you. Thanks you so much for sticking by. Bye bye.